My beloved child, your name is not merely being mentioned. It is echoing through the heavenly councils, in the place where the light never fades and every detail is recorded with holy precision. Each time your name is spoken in that sacred realm, angels bow their heads, and a divine silence covers the atmosphere, awaiting what I am about to proclaim concerning your destiny. Do you know this? Among countless souls walking the earth, it is you who are being summoned in a special way, because there is a mission that only your soul is capable of carrying, and only your faithful heart can fulfill. I did not choose you from the crowd because of perfection or greatness by human standards, but because I saw within you something more precious than any treasure on earth. A heart that never strays from my gaze, a love that chooses to believe even through tear-stained eyes, a faith that keeps moving forward even after being broken in the shadowed days. That is what stirs heaven. That is why I allowed you to walk through seasons of testing without withdrawing my hand, because I knew the day would come when you would understand that every harsh turn was not abandonment, but a path, carved to prepare you for a calling no one else could take your place in. You are not mentioned in the courts of heaven by chance. It is no accident that the angels assigned to guard your soul have come before me with a plea so weighty and urgent. They have witnessed you kneeling not just in convenient hours, but even when everything within you longed to give up. They saw you choose what is right when no one cheered you on. Choose humility when you could have retaliated. Choose obedience when none understood, and those quiet, hidden choices lit up the heavenly records, causing the angels to rise and declare before me, "Lord, grant favor to this one. This soul is worthy of being entrusted with deeper layers of your plan." So when you begin to notice things around you shifting, relationships shaking, old doors closing, new paths unfolding, do not be afraid. Do not assume you are losing your direction. In truth, this is the sign that you are stepping into the moment of destiny's activation. When your name is spoken in heaven, the earth begins to respond. The delays begin to move. The scattered pieces of your life begin to align. Do you know that the petition brought forth by the angels appointed to your life is not something ordinary or fleeting? They did not come before me merely to ask for a temporary blessing. They pleaded with me to open a grand favor over you, a divine intervention that will alter the trajectory of your destiny, a door that will usher you into an entirely new season within the holy design I have nurtured since the dawn of time. This favor is not merely a reward, it is a heavenly sign, an affirmation from my own throne declaring, "This is the one I have chosen. This is the one I trust." You cannot yet fathom the spiritual magnitude of the intercession your angels have offered. They did not merely state a request. They cried out with fervent hearts, presenting evidence. Your loyalty, your countless small acts of love, every moment you chose faith over despair, every second you remained steadfast in silence. When no one clapped, when no one noticed, your angels brought it all before the throne of grace and said, "Lord, this is the one who did not give up. This is the one who chose light when surrounded by darkness. Please grant this one a divine intervention, not only for their own restoration, but so they may become a beacon, a guiding flame for many souls watching from the shadows." You may not realize it, but truly, many eyes are turned toward you, not because you are perfect, but because there is something within you, a light from me, that is shining forth and reaching into their souls. There are those who have never spoken a word, yet they are watching every step you take, searching in you for a glimmer of hope, that faith is real, that love truly can overcome deep wounds, that steadfastness does not go unnoticed. And for this reason, I will not allow your life to come to a standstill. I will shake the heavens for your sake. I will shift circumstances to draw you out of the place of stagnation. I will reach into the current of time and redirect your path, not only because you need rescuing, but because through you others will come to know me. The grace I am about to pour out will not merely heal what has been broken within you, it will awaken hope in the hearts of those who have lost their faith. The miracle I perform for you will not remain confined to your personal story, but will ripple outward like waves, touching the lives of those who once believed they had been forgotten. Can you not see it? The light from the flame I ignited in your soul has never gone out, even when the storms howled around you. That very light will become a beacon, steadfast, radiant, guiding those who are wandering in the darkness of night. I have chosen you not just to live, but to live with impact, not merely to overcome, but to empower others to rise just as you have. And because there are so many souls yearning for a sign of hope, I will not let your journey pass unnoticed. I will use your life as a living testimony of my faithfulness. Those who once believed I had forgotten them will look at you and know that I never forget. Those who are waiting for a miracle will see the transformation in you and realize that miracles still happen, not according to human timing, but in heaven's perfect hour. My beloved child, there come moments in life when everything I've done in secret is suddenly brought into the light. That moment is drawing near for you. What was once seen only by angels and me, the silent tears, the anguished prayers, the sleepless nights burdened with heaviness, all of these will become the very foundation for a public unveiling, not to exalt your name, but to reveal mine more clearly than ever before. Do not underestimate your influence, even if you've never sought attention. You cannot know how many weary souls are being lifted just by hearing your story, or simply by seeing you still standing. There are those whispering quietly to themselves, if they can still believe, maybe I can too. You are releasing hope you cannot measure, igniting flames you do not see, sowing seeds you didn't even realize you planted. Therefore, my beloved one, do not take lightly what is unfolding. The grace your angel has pleaded for on your behalf is the beginning of a profound transformation within you and all around you. There will be doors opened that you never knew existed. There will be divine appointments arranged by heaven itself, connections I orchestrate to complete what has been left undone. There will be new seasons arriving, not only to revive you, but to awaken what has long slept in your generation. Prepare your heart. Allow it to be softened so it may receive. Let me cleanse the old memories and dismantle the limitations that have been formed by fear. For you are about to enter into a new season, one that will not resemble what has been. In this season, you will not only receive, but you will give. You will not only be a student, but a teacher. You will not only be restored, but become an instrument through which healing will flow to others. This is the time when the light within you is no longer to be hidden under a covering, but will be set on high to illuminate the entire house. My beloved child, in the unseen realm where the natural eye cannot reach, the angels have quietly recorded each step of faith you have taken. They have watched you through seasons of trial, not with fanfare, not with the need to be noticed, but with every small act of trust. You have sent a powerful echo into the spiritual realm. They have seen that you did not merely carry faith as a responsibility, but you embraced my light as the very essence of your being, as breath itself, as the deep source of life within you during your darkest nights. In a world that grows increasingly numb with doubt, coldness, and the pursuit of unfamiliar values, you have chosen to keep yourself in the light of my presence. when others have turned their faces from what is true and sought fleeting comforts from the world, you, despite everything, lifted your eyes toward me. You allowed your soul to quietly yearn for my sacred presence. I know that has not been easy. There were moments of loneliness where it felt as if no one truly understood you. There were long nights where my silence felt like absence. But even then, you did not give up. Every one of those moments, every hidden choice you made was recorded by the angels as a living testimony of faithfulness in the midst of a generation in turmoil. You may think no one sees, but I have seen. You may believe that your decision to choose me over the easier paths is something small, but to me, it holds eternal weight. While many sought relief in things that cannot heal, you bowed before me. While others chase the loud clamor of the world, you chose to lean in and listen for the whisper of my voice. And that, my child, has moved my heart. You remained steadfast not only in seasons of comfort, but even when the storms raged. There were times when darkness surrounded you and the enemy came close enough to devour you, yet you kept your eyes fixed on me. The world offered sweet invitations and easy promises, but you turned them down. You did not choose temporary satisfaction, but instead embraced the narrow and difficult path, not because it was comfortable, but because your heart loves me. You wanted what pleased me more than what pleased yourself. That faithfulness, my beloved, has not only touched me, it has shaken the heavens. There have been shouts of joy in the courts of heaven, not because of worldly achievements, but because a soul like yours chose loyalty and truth in the midst of deception. The angels have witnessed your steadfast faith when no one else stood beside you. When outside voices claimed it was too late, when your own soul grew weary from the waiting, but instead of walking away, you dug deeper. You did not turn back, but clung more tightly to my word, as if it were your only lifeline. And it was. There were times you came to me not with requests, but simply to know that I was still near. There were prayers not born from desperation, but from a quiet desire to keep your faith alive. And those moments, though seemingly small, have become the most precious of all, for they were not born of need, but of love. I saw you bow your head before my word, not as one condemned, but as one searching for life. When no hand was there to lift you up, you still refused to let go of mine. When your heart was crushed, you still lifted up your worship to me. When every other voice urged you to save yourself, you responded to me with, "Rescue me according to your will." You have no idea how deeply that pleased me. Not a single act of yours has been disregarded, not a single prayer forgotten, not a single tear shed in vain. All of them have been preserved like precious incense in the holy bowl before my throne. Your angels, the ones assigned to guard and accompany you, have brought forth these testimonies before my courts. They did not merely speak of the circumstances you have endured. They presented your heart as the most undeniable evidence that amidst a lost world there still exists a faithful soul. And because of that, they pleaded with me for a reward, not only for the present, but for the journey yet to come. They interceded for me to open up a new river in the wilderness of your life, for me to breathe fresh wind into the dry places of your spirit, and for my light to shine through you more brightly than ever before. And I, my beloved child, have granted it. I have heard the intercession of the angels, and I have marked your life with a new seal of affirmation. No one can take from you what I have ordained. No power, no force can hinder what I am preparing. For I, who saw you in your darkest night, will be the one to lead you into your most radiant season. Not because you prayed enough, but because you loved me wholeheartedly. Not because you were better than others, but because you remained faithful, even when there seemed to be no clear reason to hold on to faith. Today, I come to unveil what your soul has long sensed only faintly, that you are not a random passerby drifting through the chaos of life. You are not lost among the crowd. You are the chosen one, intentionally, reverently, and with great love, for a purpose far deeper than your mind can yet comprehend. This purpose is not one you fabricated for yourself, but a calling that was engraved in the palm of my hand before the universe even came to be. This mission was not written in ink, but carved in fire, the fire of my holy and perfect will. That flame was never meant to destroy you, but to refine your soul of all that is unworthy. I have forged you not through smooth paths, but through a journey of collision, where every fleeting thing was stripped away to reveal the truest core of who you are. I allowed you to walk through long seasons that seemed hopeless, not to extinguish your dreams, but to purify what is truly worth keeping from what was only illusion. You may not have understood why I allowed all of it to unfold the way it did. In your tears, you've asked quietly, "Lord, do you truly hear me?" In the moments when you collapsed without the strength to pray, in the nights when your heart wandered through what felt like endless silence, I was there, not distant, not indifferent. It was precisely in those moments when your soul cracked open that I was nearer than ever, like a potter carefully tending to the fractured edges of a cherished vessel. I was beside you, mending, lifting, and sustaining. You thought you were alone, but in truth, when you fell, it was my arm that caught you. When you had no words left to utter, I listened to the silent sobs within your heart as the most sincere song. For to me, your weakness did not repel, but drew me even closer. I did not choose you because you were strong. I chose you to reveal my strength through your very weakness. Not a single wound you've endured is meaningless. Not a single loss is wasted. You may not yet see the full picture, but I am piecing together every fragment to form a radiant spiritual masterpiece in my light. What you once saw as flaws, I am now transforming into marks of grace. The things you once hid in shame are becoming the very places where I pour out my greatest healing. Oh, my child, I want you to know that you are not merely walking through a journey. You are being prepared. You are being equipped. You are being refined. Every scar upon your soul is evidence that you have passed through fire, yet have not been consumed. For I was with you in that furnace, like pure gold in the hands of the refiner. You are being made radiant, not by your own strength, but by my steadfast presence. There are times when I remain silent, not because I do not hear, but because I am working deeply, quietly, within you. When you thought every door had closed, I was preparing to open a door no one can shut. When you felt abandoned, I was cleansing away what no longer serves you, so you could step into something greater that I had already ordained. And when you believed the dream had died, the truth was that the seed I had sown was beginning to sprout in the hidden soil of the dark. My child, these trials were never sent to destroy you, but to awaken the potential I have placed in you from the beginning of time. When you were pressed, you were not forsaken. It was in that pressure that you learned to rise, not by your might, but by grace. When you felt empty, I was pouring in. When you felt choked by circumstance, I opened a sky-wider space for your soul to breathe. You are being prepared for things your eyes have not yet seen, your ears have not yet heard and your heart has not yet imagined, but I have known them all along. Not a single day in your life has been wasted. Not one failure, one setback, one shattered dream has fallen outside the sacred process. Nothing lies beyond my sovereignty. Even my silence is filled with purpose, and that purpose is to bring you to the place where you can stand firm. Not because all is perfect, but because your faith, tested through fire, has become more solid than refined gold. You are not called to live an ordinary life. You are being summoned to carry the imprint of eternity. You are not a victim of your circumstances, but a warrior trained through adversity. You are a lamp in the darkness, a song in the desert, a living witness to my transforming power. So, my beloved, do not close your heart to what I am doing in this season. Even if things remain unclear, even if answers seem delayed, even if the waiting feels prolonged, know this: I am leading you step by step, not faster, not slower than what is best for you. Let your heart trust that everything you are going through holds purpose. Let your soul find rest in my word, for what I have begun I will surely bring to completion. My child, remember this: you are not abandoned, you are not forgotten, you are not overlooked. You are at the very center of my wondrous design, loved, called, prepared, and soon to be released. And when the time comes, all that you have endured will become undeniable testimony to a miracle that no one can refute, that I, the one who began this good work in you, have brought it to fulfillment, so that through you my glory will shine brilliantly upon this earth. My precious one, you do not realize it, but things are happening around you that surpass ordinary perception. My angels, the guardians of your soul throughout this hidden journey, are watching your every step day and night. They are not only shielding you from traps, but they also see clearly what many others cannot. The extraordinary strength I have placed within you, a strength that does not shout, does not boast, but endures quietly, deeply, and unwaveringly through every trial. The angels have seen you standing firm amidst the storms of life without wavering. They have witnessed you choosing love over anger, forgiveness over bitterness, and the purity of heart over allowing your soul to be clouded by unhealed wounds. Every time you choose the narrow path, every time you reject a life of compromise with darkness, the light within you grows brighter, and they, the faithful angels, bow their heads in joy and awe. You are not merely a bearer of light. You are living within that very light, the light of my eternal presence. It covers you like a cloak that no one can take away. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere shifts. When you speak, your words carry a gentleness that does not originate from you. What is mysterious is that even those who do not know me, who have never clearly heard my name, can still sense something different when they encounter you. They cannot explain it, but they feel a peace that radiates from your presence. It is a peace not of this world, a tenderness untouched by circumstance. They are drawn to you not by outward appeal, but by the quiet life flowing from your soul, a life ignited by me. Some will come near simply because they see in you something they have longed for, a refuge for weary hearts, a small light in a world too full of darkness. They may not know why their burdens feel lighter after speaking with you, but in truth it is because my spirit is moving through you like a refreshing stream in a desert. You have never needed to shout to prove your faith. Your very presence, the testimony of your soul, has spoken of me in fullness. My beloved, that light did not come from your own striving. It was born from your choice to dwell near me, to remain in me, and to allow me to remain in you. It is the fruit of those long nights you sought me when no one was watching. It is the reward of silent yet faithful decisions. No one saw your tears, but the angels did. No one knew of your agonizing prayers for a lost soul, but heaven recorded every word. And from all these moments, a holy radiance was born within you. A light invisible to the human eye, but deeply felt by the souls around you. And for this reason you are called to walk humbly, yet not to hide the light. Not to boast, but to illuminate. Not to shine for yourself, but to lead wandering souls back to their origin. They may not understand immediately, but they will sense it. They will begin to ask questions, and in each question a seed of truth will be planted. For the light you carry does not argue, does not coerce, but quietly melts the ice in frozen heart. My beloved child, there are some who will be saved by nothing more than a simple act of yours, a hug, a compassionate glance, an intercessory prayer whispered in secret. You need not step onto a stage, for your life is already the platform for my glory. You need not make loud declarations, for your quiet choices have become a living sermon that resounds all the way to heaven. Know this: every time you choose to walk in steadfast faith, not led by emotions, but by divine guidance, your angel brings yet another report before me. This one still stands. This one still chooses the light. And I, the one who knows all things, look down and pour out more strength. Not only for you, but for those already appointed to encounter you in the journey ahead. You do not yet fully know the impact you have left upon this world. There are souls who will remember you in quietness, as the first person who made them feel unconditionally loved. There are lives that were transformed simply because you chose to listen when everyone else had turned away. And all of these things, every small act of kindness for which you never sought credit, are contributing to a plan far greater than anything you could imagine. Do not doubt the value you carry. Do not diminish your role just because no one has praised it. I have seen it. I am taking note. And the day will come when you look back and exclaim in wonder, Lord, so these seemingly small things created such great change. So keep the flame within you burning brightly. Guard the peace I have given you like a precious jewel. Do not let the noise of this world steal it from you. Let your soul remain a resting place for the weary, a mirror reflecting my love to hearts that are thirsting for what is true. You do not walk alone. You do not have to ignite your own light. I am the source of the light you carry, and I will never allow that light to fade. Today is the day I fulfill the earnest petitions that the angels have lifted before my throne over many days and seasons. Every word of their plea, every testimony they presented of your faithfulness has moved my heart. And today, in holiness and love, I bestow upon you a most extraordinary favor. Not only one that changes your circumstances, but one that transforms the way you will walk the path ahead. I am placing around you a divine shield, not made of steel or stone, but forged from my own glory. This shield is not merely to protect you from harm. It is heaven's declaration that you belong to me. This is a covering beyond human understanding, a shield that cannot be penetrated by any dark scheme or evil intent. When I surround you with this shield, I am not only guarding your body, but also your soul, your thoughts, and the very road on which you walk. You will no longer walk as an ordinary person. From this moment forward, you will move as one marked by the hand of the divine. My seal will go before you, opening paths that were once closed. That seal will serve as a warning to the powers of darkness. This one is untouchable. This one has been chosen by me. And when trials come, when storms suddenly rise and it seems everything wants to sweep away your faith, it will be that very shield that holds you firm. I know that the days ahead will not be easy ones. You will face sudden tempests, voices that threaten from the shadows, and challenges you have never known before. But remember this: you will never face any of it alone. Yes, I myself will be your stronghold. No enemy will be able to pierce the protection I have set in place. No cunning plan will be able to dismantle the barrier I have built out of love for you. My beloved, do not fear the storm, for the storm does not have the right to define you. Do not let the noise of this world drown out the gentle yet mighty voice that comes from me. The tempest is not a sign of defeat. It is an opportunity for my power to be made manifest more clearly in your life. And in those very moments, you will see my shield come alive. It will not only defend, but it will radiate my glory in the midst of darkness. I am strengthening the foundation within you, not with fleeting things, but with eternal truth. I am building within your soul an unshakable cornerstone. When everything else around you is shaken, you will be the one who stands firm. Not because you are stronger than others, but because I am the one who dwells within you. I am the rock on which you stand, the pillar you lean on, the wind of heaven lifting you from the depths, and no power in heaven or on earth can change that. When the enemy tries to convince you that you are weak, remember that you bear the mark of the Almighty. When criticism, misunderstanding, or betrayal seeks to pull you down, return to the depths of your heart, where I have sealed you with my presence. Let your heart find refuge in me. Do not fix your eyes on circumstances, but look to the one who created all things, and who continues to write your story with his own hand. I do not write tragedies. I write victories that surpass every human limitation. The steadfastness I am placing within you will be the answer to every lie. The peace within you will be the evidence that you are not swayed by what happens outside. And from that place you will begin to walk with greater strength, with greater confidence, and with holy boldness, not because you need to prove anything to the world, but because you know to whom you belong. You will no longer be easily swayed by emotions, by words, or by the ambiguity of the world around you. You will walk with feet rooted in truth and eyes open to the vision of heaven. My child, you are not only being protected, you are being sent. I am lifting you up not merely so you can survive, but so you can become a source of strength for others. I am not only shielding you from harm, I am equipping you to become an instrument of healing, of hope, and of light in this dark generation. The heavenly armor covering you does not only protect, it transforms you into a living fortress where my name is glorified. The days ahead will be the days when I fulfill what I have promised. The words I have spoken over your life will begin to unfold, without delay and without hindrance. When you look back, you will realize that every preparation, every sorrow, every season of waiting, every time you knelt in the dark, was leading you to this very moment. And from here you will walk forward with no more fear, no more doubt, for you will know beyond any shadow you are protected, equipped, and sent forth in my power. So rise, my beloved, in the peace I give. Put on that divine armor like a robe of glory. Walk as one who is chosen, one who is loved, one who is guarded. Though you may not yet see all that lies ahead, I am already there, waiting for you. And when you arrive, I will lift you up so you can step into the fulfillment I have destined for you, not by your strength, but by eternal grace. not with trembling, but with unshakable steadfastness. My beloved child, listen deeply and clearly to what I am about to say, for it carries the breath of a truth that will sustain your soul in the days to come. You may not fully comprehend this now, but every act you choose in obedience, every moment you cling to faith, every time you decide to love me even when there is no clear answer, these things are creating a spiritual ripple far greater than you imagine. The impact of your life is not confined to what your eyes can see or to the relationships you are aware of. When you obey me in the smallest of things, when you choose love instead of responding with bitterness, when you place your trust in me amid the unknown, this light does not merely shine within the room you live in. It is reflected through the heavens, reaching souls whose names you may never know. But I know them, and I am using your quiet obedience as a catalyst for transformation in the lives of those who seem to have no connection to you. There are those walking through thick darkness who will find their way back, not because someone preached a lengthy sermon to them, but because someone like you, unassuming, quiet, chose to keep their heart pure, chose to live truthfully in the light of my presence. The love you offer me, even in silence, is composing love songs in the heavens, and their melodies are echoing into hearts that are breaking. You may not see it with your natural eyes, but every small act done in faith is creating spiritual tremors that transcend the boundaries of space and time. And then, I know, there will be moments when you whisper, "Lord, I am just an ordinary person. How can I carry such a great calling?" You are not the first to ask this question. Many of those I chose throughout human history once voiced the same doubt. They too felt too weak, too small, too unworthy. But I chose them, not because they were capable, but because they were willing to say yes. Just like you now. My answer to you has always remained the same. I want you just as you are. Not you after perfection, not you after reaching some spiritual milestone, but you in the present moment, with wounds still healing, with struggles that still resurface, with weakness that hasn't shaken your faith. I do not wait for you to meet human standards of worthiness, because it is my love that makes you worthy. What I need from you is not a flawless resume, but a heart that listens and a spirit willing to be shaped. I need a soul that is soft before me, humble under instruction, willing to pause when I whisper, and ready to move when I call. Don't worry about whether you are strong enough. I do not use you in the way you expect. I use you through your dependence on me. Therefore, my child, continue to seek me with your whole heart. Let the longing for my presence become greater than any other desire in your life. Do not chase after the approval of people, and do not rush down paths that appear shorter. Stay steady in simplicity, faithful in the small things, and I will give you a reward no one can take away. Keep walking in the spirit of humility, not bowing your head out of shame, but lowering yourself in reverence, knowing it is grace that has sustained you. When you move forward with the heart of one who knows they can do nothing apart from me, you will begin to witness my power working through your life in wondrous ways, not so that you may be praised, but so that my name may be lifted high. And when all is said and done, you will not say, "I accomplished this," but rather, "The Lord has done this through me." I also want you to remember that my Holy Spirit is not merely an invisible force, but your comforter, your guide, your light for every step you take. Do not forget to invite him into every day you live. Let him adjust your direction when you've gone astray. Whisper wisdom when decisions approach, and lift you when your strength is gone. Do not walk by your own understanding. For there are times when what seems kind by human measure may actually lead you far from my will. My Spirit will show you what to keep and what to let go. He will teach you when to remain silent and when to speak boldly as I lead you to. He will orchestrate divine appointments not found on your calendar, but destined as the starting point for wonders I have long prepared. Let him kindle the lamp within your heart each morning and soothe your soul each evening. You will see that when he leads, you no longer have to guess the way, no longer wander in confusion, for you will walk in sacred certainty, even if the path ahead still calls for faith. My child, your love and obedience are unlocking doors you never even dared to dream of. You are influencing a generation, not through fame, but through faithfulness. You are writing an eternal song, not with eloquent words, but with a life that reflects truth. And one day when you look back, your tears will not be of pain, but of awe at what I have done through you, simply because you dared to say yes. I want you to inscribe this unchanging truth upon your heart. I have never, and will never, place a burden on your shoulders that exceeds the strength I have placed within you. I am not a taskmaster who imposes, but a loving Father who understands every limit, every tender tremble of your soul. When I entrust you with something, it is because I know this: within you I have already placed everything necessary to fulfill it, not because you are strong, but because I am your strength. My yoke is not a chain to bind your soul, but a gentle tether that draws you closer to me. The burden I give is not meant to crush you, but to usher you into the deeper waters of Holy Communion. Every step with me does not weigh you down. It matures you, lifts your spirit higher, and causes the light within you to shine brighter. I never assign a mission and then abandon the one I've chosen. When I call, I equip. When I send, I stay beside you. So, my beloved, do not fear what I am unfolding. Do not hesitate when you find yourself stepping into unfamiliar territory, both in life and in faith. Though you may not know what lies ahead, I do. Though you may not see the entire path, I am holding your hand each step of the way. And in this season, I am doing a deep work within you, one so profound that even you cannot fully comprehend it just yet. I am enlarging the capacity of your soul to receive a new measure of divine wisdom, clarity that comes from above, not merely to discern right from wrong, but to recognize what is best among many seemingly good things. I am pouring into you a heightened spiritual sensitivity so that you will not be swept away by noise, nor deceived by well-disguised falsehoods, nor misled by appearances that shine outwardly but conceal darkness within. This wisdom does not come from books, but from intimacy with me. It is refined in the quiet moments at my feet, when you learn to hear the whisper of my spirit, when your questions are not aimed to argue, but to understand my heart. And when this wisdom fills you, you will begin to perceive what others do not. You will sense shifts in the spiritual realm before they manifest in the physical. You will no longer grope in the shadows, for the light of my wisdom will illuminate even the most hidden corners of your journey. Beloved child, you will need this in the days to come, for I am about to lead you into unfamiliar places, places where it won't be your words, but your very presence that carries influence. I am placing you in environments where the light within you will be the only lamp in the darkness, where your steadfast faith will be the sole bridge that leads others back to me. In those places, your life, each choice you make, each response you offer, each act of love, will proclaim a message louder than any sermon spoken from a pulpit. And it is there, in the places where no one can foresee what lies ahead, that you will become a bearer of the atmosphere of heaven, a vessel of life to withered souls. You will be used as a container of my sweetness in a world steeped in bitterness. You will not need to persuade with logic, for my spirit within you will cause others to sense truth deep in their own souls. But to enter these places, your heart must remain open. Not open to every idea, but open so I may fill it. Do not let fear close your heart. Do not let old disappointments block the flow of new grace. I cannot pour the new into a vessel that has been sealed shut. So stay tender. Let me shape you. Let me break the old mold to fashion you according to the design of this new season. I do not need you to become someone else. I need you to be fully you. A soul once shattered, now healed. One who once lost their way, now knows the path home. Your journey itself is the living proof that I am real, that my love never forsakes, that my mercy never grows weary. And as you walk into the places I am leading you, you will carry the sound of hope, not as a slogan, but as the breath of life in every heartbeat. I know you may still feel unready, but believe this: I have seen what you have yet to see. I see the flame within you still burning, though the world has tried to snuff it out. I see the pulse of your faith still beating, though weariness has often threatened to silence it. And because I see, I continue to call, to fill, and to make a way. The days ahead will not be easy, but they will be glorious in my presence. You will see what I have promised come to pass. You will witness dreams once broken come back to life. You will behold relationships once thought irreparable restored in my power. And you, the very one who once asked, "What can I possibly do?" will stand in awe as my hand moves through each small act of obedience you carried out by the leading of my Spirit. So, my child, do not fear to step forward. Do not hesitate to open your heart. Let the wisdom and discernment I give you from above become the compass of your soul. Let your faith become a lamp that cannot be hidden. Let your love for me become the strength that lifts those weary by the wayside. And above all, never forget, I am near, not far away, not merely observing, but right beside you, guiding, sustaining, and working through every beat of the heart I have chosen as my own. My beloved, you are not alone in this calling. Your calling is not a solitary star in a blackened sky, but a vital strand intricately woven into a spiritual tapestry that my own hand is knitting together with holy precision. I want you to know this: you have not been left behind, nor are you lost amid the chaos of a turbulent world. On the contrary, you are exactly where you are meant to be, divinely positioned, perfectly timed, part of the greater plan I have set in motion since before time began. There are many other souls whom I am also awakening, preparing, and training, though they, like you, may not always be able to clearly define what is happening within them. They can sense a stirring, an unusual longing, a restlessness in their spirit that makes them no longer desire to live as they once did. And even if they cannot yet name it, that very unease is a sign that I am calling them. Just as I once called you, each one of them is walking through a journey of refinement, not loud, not ostentatious, but marked by a spiritual depth that draws the attention of heaven. They, like you, are indispensable pieces in the grand tapestry I am weaving day by day. I am the weaver of all things. I waste nothing. In my hands, no life is meaningless, no story misplaced. You are a thread placed precisely where you belong, in a spiritual fabric that stretches from generation to generation. where every color, every pattern, every movement is crafted with perfect intention. Never think that what you do for me is small. Do not let the silence of others make you question the worth of your quiet obedience. You may not see the full picture, but I do. You may think of yourself as just an ordinary person, offering a few simple prayers. But it is those very prayers that I used to weave new hope for someone who is collapsing under the weight of despair. You may think that your quiet, steadfast decisions don't impact anyone, but in truth, every time you choose to walk in integrity, the spiritual tapestry is enriched with a golden thread of divine beauty. I am bringing my chosen ones together. They are everywhere, in bustling cities, in quiet villages, among nameless crowds, and in lonely corners. Some are waiting for you to encounter them. Others you will never meet in this life, and yet their souls will still touch yours in a mysterious way. For my spirit is not bound by space or language, and when all of these hearts align in obedience to my call, a great movement will be ignited. A revival not birthed from stages or crowds, but from hearts that are sincere, steady, and surrendered in obedience. My child, this is what I want you to understand with clarity. You are not meant to carry this entire plan alone. Your role is essential, but it is not solitary. You are not called to do everything, but you are called to do your part, the part that no one else can fulfill. When you play your role well, no matter how small it seems, the whole picture becomes more complete. You don't need to compare your journey to anyone else's, for they are woven into different places on the greater tapestry. But each person matters, and every act of obedience releases a spiritual impact that stretches far beyond what you can see in the moment. You are being joined to a sacred flow, a spiritual current that is spreading, like small rivers converging to form a vast ocean. When you walk in step with the Holy Spirit, when you do small things with great love, you are participating in a magnificent symphony where every awakened soul plays a note and your entire being resounds with the melody of heaven. And precisely because you are part of this tapestry, I am opening your eyes to see beyond yourself. I am teaching you to discern what is true among all that is counterfeit. I am granting you spiritual vision to perceive what others cannot, not so you may boast, but so that you may intercede. Those whom I choose are not called to fame, but to be silent pillars, keeping the foundation firm when the storms of life come sweeping through. Know this: when you are weak, someone else is interceding for you. When you are weary, there is someone whom the Holy Spirit awakens in the night to lift you up in prayer. And likewise, when others falter, I will use you to raise them up through intercession, through a word of loving encouragement, through a small act that carries the strength of my love. This is how the divine body operates, each member upholding the others, each soul becoming a refuge for one another under the guidance of the Spirit. So, my child, do not be lonely. Do not believe that you are walking this calling alone. Do not let the enemy deceive you into thinking that you are isolated in a journey too vast for one person. No, you are a golden thread being woven together with countless other souls, those who are also learning to trust, to love, and to stand firm even when the results are not yet visible. And when the time I have appointed comes, when the light from this sacred tapestry is fully revealed, you will understand why every faithful choice you made mattered so deeply. I have been, I am, and I will always be with you, not as a distant spectator, but as a companion. I am the weaver of the sacred tapestry, yet I am also your faithful friend, walking alongside your weary steps. And because you are an irreplaceable part of that divine design, I will hold you steady to the very end, so that when that day comes, you will look back and see every moment you chose not to give up, every time you believed, though you could not yet see, you were weaving the eternal with your very own hands of faith. My beloved child, perhaps your soul now drifts through long and misty days, where the light of hope seems no more than a faint glimmer on a distant horizon. Perhaps you feel as though you are walking alone, lost in a world filled with chaotic noise and shadows that cling relentlessly. There are fears you cannot bring yourself to speak aloud. There are doubts creeping in whenever you try to hold on to your faith, and in certain moments you've asked yourself, does anyone see me? Does anyone understand what I'm going through? You hear the calls to remain steadfast in faith, yet your heart feels too weary to even lift a prayer. You try to take another step, but every footfall feels heavier, every passing day longer, and every quiet moment more filled with aching loneliness. The darkness does not merely surround you through external circumstances. It has begun to seep into your soul, whispering lies that you have been abandoned, that your efforts go unnoticed, that the faith you've guarded is nothing more than a fragile dream. But oh, my most precious one, I plead with you, do not let that darkness steal the glorious truth I have planted within you. Do not allow these fleeting feelings to blur what is unchanging. Do not let the world define your worth, for I, your Creator, am the only one who has the final say over your life. Even when it feels as though the silence of your circumstances is consuming you, I want you to know one thing with all the love of eternity. You are not alone, never have been, never will be. In those very moments when it seems like no one stands by your side, I am there, closer than anyone, closer than even the beat of your own heart. I do not watch from afar like an indifferent God. I am near. In every breath you take, in every silent sob, in every sigh you thought no one could hear, I do not just know what you are going through, I feel every emotion within you. For I love you with a love beyond measure. Oh, my beloved child, if you could see the spiritual realm the way I see it, you would realize that the darkness trying to surround you is actually terrified of the light you carry. They whisper lies to make you doubt yourself, because they know that when you stand firm, when you choose to believe instead of giving in to despair, your steadfastness shatters their schemes. They understand that even a seemingly weak soul who chooses to remain faithful is a real threat to their dominion. And so, they attempt to pull you into the pit of doubt by convincing you that I am no longer near, but I am here, right now, and I am speaking to you in a voice both gentle and resolute. I see you, I know you, and I will never leave you. My eyes, dear one, have not left you for a single second. Even when you weep alone in the night, even when you lay your head on the pillow and pray through the ache of despair, when there is no voice responding, know that I have been there. I have heard every whisper. I have gathered every tear. I have held you in my loving gaze. Like a father watching his child struggle to grow amidst a world full of snares. You may think no one sees the silent battles you fight, but heaven records each one. You may believe that the quiet decisions you make for righteousness, for love, for faith go unnoticed, but the truth is, every time you choose the side of light, the kingdom of darkness trembles. And every time you choose purity when no one is watching, heaven radiates with glory reflected through your faithfulness. You are seen, my precious child, not only by me, but also by the angels I have appointed to be beside you. They surround you, guard you, and continuously lift up prayers for you before my throne. When you are weary, they raise your hands. When you are on the verge of collapse, they whisper truth to your soul. You are not isolated in this battle, because the battle does not belong to you alone. It is the battle of heaven itself, and you stand in the midst of it, enveloped by divine protection, strengthened by my power. And when I look at you, I do not see brokenness as you do. I see a warrior in the making, learning to trust when there is nothing left to cling to but my word. I see a child walking not by sight but by the leading of faith. I see a soul, wounded, yes, but still choosing to walk forward in love. And to me that is more precious than the finest gold. So, my child, keep going. Close your eyes if you must, but do not stop walking. Hold tightly to my promise, even when everything around you tells you it is in vain. Let your heart be anchored in the truth that I am near, closer than you can imagine. When you exhale in weakness, I breathe new life into you. When you feel like you're about to break, I am the one holding the pieces together. And when you think you've lost your way, you are still on the right path, because you are still walking toward me. I know you've had to stay silent when others misunderstood you. I know you've swallowed your tears when people overlooked your true worth. I've seen you strive to keep a pure heart in circumstances where it would have been easier to give up. I see it all. Not a single part of your journey, neither the joy nor the pain, escapes my eyes. I am not blind to the hardships you have endured. On the contrary, every step you took through barren land, every sleepless night in loneliness, every time you bowed your head to forgive while your heart was still bleeding, these are engraved upon the holy and compassionate heart of the one who loves you. You may think of yourself as just one among millions, but to me, every tear you shed is as precious as pearls hidden deep within the ocean. I know there have been moments when you felt invisible, when no one seemed to notice the effort you poured out, when no one understood the reason behind your perseverance, when no one heard the prayers you whispered into the cold night. There were times when you asked, Lord, are you really listening to me? Do you truly see what's in my heart? And my answer, beloved child, has never changed. Yes, I see, I hear, and more than anything, I understand. Not a single act born of love and faithfulness is ever overlooked. Every small gesture of kindness, every moment of forgiveness you offered, even when no apology was given. Every time you chose purity over retaliation. All of these are precious jewels I preserve in the heavenly treasury, held close to my heart. I do not keep them as mere tokens, but as living evidence that my love has not been in vain, for it is bearing fruit in your very life. Your faithfulness has never gone unnoticed. The world may not applaud, people may not praise, but I, the one who sees all things, have rejoiced over every quiet choice you made. You may think you were merely doing what's right, but in truth, you were making a profound impact in the spiritual realm. Every time you walked in truth, a light pierced through the darkness. Every seemingly fragile prayer echoed with power in the courts of heaven. And these things, my dear one, are not only precious in my eyes, they are shaping the very destiny of your life. You do not yet know what is being woven from those faithful days. You have not yet seen the doors quietly opening because of the times you knelt in silence. But I know, and I never forget. Hear this. My heart moves every time you choose love over bitterness. Every time you keep your soul tender rather than letting pain harden it, you cause heaven to erupt in joy. I know it's not easy. I know you've wanted to give up. I know there have been moments when you thought, I have nothing left to offer. But it is in those very moments when you feel most emptied that your heart, honest, tender, and faithful, becomes the offering I treasure the most. You do not have to be perfect to be loved by me. You do not need to perform great feats to be acknowledged. You only need to keep your heart pure before me. And that, my beloved, is your greatest victory. In a world where betrayal is common, where giving up is easy, and where living by emotions is the norm, your steadfastness is a miracle. And miracles do not always arrive in blinding light. Some miracles happen in silence. And you, my child, are one of them. I do not watch over you with mere observation. I surround you with my presence. When you walk through fire, I do not stand apart. I walk in the fire with you. When you pass through the waters, I do not let you drown. I lift you with my mighty hand. And when you stand at the crossroads between doubt and faith, I whisper into your soul, do not be afraid. I am here. And it is not only for yesterday, not only for today. I will be here until the very end of the road, until the day you see fully what now you can only glimpse through faith. So hold tightly, my beloved child, to what I am speaking to you today. Let it be the anchor for your soul in the days when the winds blow fiercely. Remember, not a single act of love you give is forgotten. Not a single tear you shed escapes my notice. Not a single prayer you offer is lost. It is gathered like fragrant incense in my hands. Let this truth be a shield for your heart, so that even when silence or disappointment arrives, you can still whisper in faith, I am still seen by his eyes. He is still near to my heart. Keep loving, even when love feels difficult. Keep forgiving, even when it takes more than once. Keep praying, even when the answers have yet to come. Because every act born out of love, even the smallest, is being intricately woven by my own hands into an eternal tapestry. And at the appointed time, you will see the full glory of what you offered in quiet surrender. I do not forget. I do not overlook. I do not miss a single thing, and with a heart full of tenderness, I speak to you today. Well done, faithful one. Be strong in heart. Every seed you have sown will sprout. Every seed you buried where no eye could see is now beginning to take root. Every tear you poured out in secret is nourishing a harvest far greater than anything you've dared to ask for. And I, the one who sees all, knows all, and loves beyond measure, will personally lead you into that bountiful season with my own hand. For you are mine, and I never forget. My beloved, you cannot begin to imagine how astonished the angels I have assigned to guard and walk with you are as they witness your quiet resilience. They do not only see the outward things you do, they witness every sincere tremor within your soul, the moments when, though breaking in silence, you still refuse to leave the path of light. In the long nights that seem to have no moon, when darkness clouds your mind, and the voices inside scream for you to give up, it is they who stand around you in sacred silence, in awe of the power that radiates from the place you thought was your weakest. You may not realize this, but in the moments you feel most alone, when every light around you seems to go out, the light within you shines the brightest, not because you are trying to be strong, but because the one who lives in you has not withdrawn. It is my power dwelling within your soul that continues to burn even when the world tries to extinguish every last flicker of hope. And the angels have seen this. They have seen you, an ordinary human being, rise as an unyielding spiritual warrior. They have witnessed you stand firm through the fiercest storms. When others let go, you chose to move forward. When comfort was gone and no one remained to lean on, you still returned to me in prayer, still held up the torch of faith as a declaration that light cannot be overcome by darkness. And that very choice moved the angels to bow in reverence. You don't need to do anything spectacular to astonish heaven. Just keep walking, keep trusting, keep loving, even on days when nothing seems to inspire you to do so. That alone is enough to shake the kingdom of the Spirit. The moments when you tell yourself, I can't keep going, but still rise, still take another step, still offer me a whisper of a prayer. Those are the moments more glorious than any public victory, because it is then that my glory shines brightest, through a soul fully surrendered. My child, do you know why darkness tries so hard to surround you? Because it sees what you might not yet fully perceive, that the light within you carries power from heaven. It knows that if you keep standing, if you refuse to let bitterness rule your heart, if you do not let doubt seize your faith, then what dwells within you will shatter the barriers of this world. That is why darkness pours its energy into making you doubt yourself, making you feel small, feel insignificant. But my dear one, that is nothing but a lie. The truth is this: the power I have placed within you cannot be subdued. No darkness can extinguish the light I have ignited with the breath of my Spirit. No accusation can dim the righteousness I have clothed you in, and no trial, no matter how fierce, can cause me to withdraw my hand from your life. I do not merely walk beside you, I dwell within you. The light in you is not merely a reflection, it is a manifestation of my very being. So, my child, do not be afraid when you find yourself in the minority, swimming against the current of the world. Do not lose heart when you are surrounded by souls whose fire has grown cold. For the light you carry, though it may seem small, has the power to illuminate even the darkest room. That light is born of love, of perseverance, of the small yet courageous choices to keep your heart pure when falsely accused, to speak kindness amid cruel words, to quietly intercede for others rather than judge them. The angels stand around you like an invisible army, not only to protect, but to learn from your journey. They are in awe, not because you have never fallen, but because every time you fall, you rise again. They marvel, not because you have never doubted, but because in the very midst of doubt, you choose to believe. They witness it all, and they rejoice every time you forgive without receiving an apology, every time you continue to hope, even when your strength is gone. A trumpet sounds in heaven, proclaiming yet another victory for the light. And I, the one who sees all things, do not let such moments pass without response. Every faithful act you offer is laying the foundation for a life that will endure beyond this world. Every time you resist compromise, even when no one is watching, I inscribe your name into an eternal spiritual legacy. Every moment you guard the light I've placed within you, in a world withering from deceit, is a moment you glorify me in the most beautiful and truest way. Let this truth be etched into the very fabric of your soul. I have placed my Spirit within you, not a fleeting breeze, not a fragile flicker, but a blazing, sacred flame. A flame that cannot be extinguished by circumstance, nor dimmed by the opinions of others. It remains because I have placed it there, and I, the one who began this work in you, will not allow it to burn out. Do not let my silence lead you to believe that I am not working. Do not let the long days of testing make you question my presence, for it is in those silent seasons that I am doing my greatest work, in you and through you. When it feels as though nothing is happening, my spirit is digging deep foundations within you, stronger than anything the eye can perceive. You are forged from something far beyond human limitation, for I myself have prepared you, molded you, and breathed the breath of life into you. You were not called merely to exist, but to live meaningfully, to live boldly, to live as one who knows you were chosen to shift something, however small or great, in this world. My child, do not doubt for even a moment that I have fully equipped you. You lack nothing to stand firm, to move forward, to carry my glory wherever your feet may tread. You are equipped with wisdom from above, with unconditional love, with a strength forged in every moment you've risen after a fall. Every scar you bear, every lesson drawn from pain, every whispered prayer spoken in loneliness, none of these are marks of weakness, but sacred tools I have used to shape you, to prepare you for the profound purpose I have uniquely set apart for you. Do not look upon yourself with eyes of doubt. Do not measure your worth by achievements you can count, for the purpose I have placed within your life far exceeds what you can see in the mirror and is much greater than what others can affirm. What I am doing in you is sacred, eternal, and cannot be undone by anything temporary. Even when you do not fully understand where you are being led, I invite you to trust that my ways are perfect and my timing is precise. You are living in a time when deception is celebrated, truth is disregarded, and darkness seeks to cover every heart that longs for light. But no matter how deep the night, no matter how thick the fog, you shall not be overcome. For you do not belong to the darkness. You are a child of light. And that light does not come from you. It comes from me. You are hidden in the shelter of the Most High, covered by the powerful presence of your Creator, and surrounded by a host of angels who neither sleep nor leave their post. I know there are days when you wake with a heavy heart, not because of anything specific, but because your soul is tired from carrying burdens for too long. And yet, even on days like that, the light of my spirit within you does not go out. It continues to burn quietly, independent of your mood or momentary emotions. It is a holy fire, not only to illuminate your path, but to warm the souls who tremble as they search for direction in the night. There is a greater purpose unfolding in your life, a plan far beyond what your mind can grasp. I am leading you into deeper realms of understanding, into places where your faith, your presence, and your life itself will become essential, not merely for you, but for those waiting to be touched through you. You will not live only to be filled, but to overflow. Not just to receive, but to become my vessel, carrying life into places that have been barren. I know that right now you may be walking through a season where everything around you seems to contradict what you believe. All the outward signs may be shouting that you are failing. But remember this: truth is not dictated by circumstance. My purpose for you is not shaped by what you see. It is established by me, the one who does not change, the one who has engraved your name upon the palm of my hand. Darkness may roar around you. Temptation may strike like a storm. Loneliness may push you to limits you never thought you'd reach. But still, you are not defeated, because you do not stand alone. I am within you, walking beside you, and upholding you with my mighty arm. No weapon formed against you will prosper, for everything I have decreed shall be fulfilled. So lift up your head. Let your eyes see beyond your present limitations. Do not let delay convince you that the promise has been postponed. I am never late. I forget nothing. And I never begin a work in your life without the full intention of bringing it to completion. Let your heart rest in the certainty that even if you cannot see it, I am moving. Even if you do not understand it, I am aligning every detail. Even if you have not arrived, I am walking with you through every mile. My beloved child, hold tightly to the faith you have nurtured with tears, with perseverance, with long nights unanswered, and with days when you chose to believe, though nothing in your circumstances encouraged you to go on. That faith, though it may at times be reduced to a flickering ember within your chest, is exceedingly precious to me. For in my eyes, there is nothing more beautiful than a heart that still chooses to trust me, even as the world seems to collapse all around it. O my child, I have seen every trembling step you've taken, and yet you never let go of your faith in my goodness. I know there were moments when you nearly collapsed, when your heart was shattered by sorrow, but instead of turning away or blaming me, you returned to me with a silence full of gratitude. It is those very moments that have moved the heavens, for faith is not most evident when you are strong, but when you are at your weakest and still choose to trust me. That is true faith. Faith that does not require light to continue walking. Faith that still lives even when everything around seems silent and dead. I am the Lord your God, the one who never forgets those who obey me in secret. I honor the faithful, not in the way the world rewards, but according to eternal wisdom. Those who dare to give me their whole heart, not when it's easy, but when everything within them wants to give up. These are the ones whose names are engraved in the everlasting memory of heaven. And you, my faithful one, you are among them. Your loyalty, the kind that seeks no stage, no recognition, is a precious fragrance that rises to me each day. Every time you choose silence instead of angry retaliation, forgiveness when no one apologizes, sacrifice without demanding gratitude, these are the acts that move me deeply, and none of them will be forgotten. Nothing will fall into nothingness. I preserve each of them in my treasury of grace, and at the time I have appointed, every one of them will be rewarded, beyond what you have dared to hope for. Perhaps the world dismisses what you do. Perhaps no one sees the good choices you make day after day, but I see them. I am the one who never stops watching. My eyes do not search for perfection by human standards. They seek a heart that is true. And you, through every quiet choice, have proclaimed that truth more clearly than any sermon could. You have lived my word, not just memorized it. You have become a living testimony, not through loud declarations, but through every breath of endurance and every step of perseverance. When I say that I will not let your faithfulness be forgotten, it is not just to comfort you. It is the promise of the faithful one, the King who never breaks his word. The things you have sown in tears, you will reap in joy. The prayers you once whispered in solitude will become songs of triumph when I move. The seasons you thought were marked by pointless waiting will become the very moments when I suddenly appear. And when that season arrives, you will realize that not a single moment was wasted. Not one bowed head was in vain. Not one plea was overlooked. Everything has been stored up in my silence, in your persistence, in heaven's listening. And when the floodgates of grace are opened, you will find yourself not only filled, but overflowing for the sake of others. For the reward I have prepared for the faithful is not merely personal blessing, but an impact that ripples across generations. What you have sown in faith will live on in the lives of others, even in those you have never met. Your faithfulness will become a sacred inheritance. Your obedience will carve a path for other souls to find their way home. And in that, you are not merely living for today, you are laying foundations for the eternal. So, my beloved child, hold fast to that faith. Do not allow momentary disappointments to steal what you have nurtured through steadfast endurance. Do not let the whispers of doubt extinguish the flame of hope I have ignited within your heart. Even if the world turns cold, turns away, or mocks you, remember this: I see you, and my gaze is one that never turns aside, never forgets, never ignores. Let your heart become the dwelling where faith is not only preserved but grows stronger. Let your faithfulness become the armor that shields you from every arrow of doubt. Let your love for me, even when fragile, even when weary, remain the cord that binds you to truth. For as long as you hold on to me, as long as faith still beats within your chest, you are not defeated. You are not abandoned. You are not forgotten. My precious one, in an age where darkness is often mistaken for light, where many souls have strayed and chosen paths far from truth, it is you, in quiet faithfulness, who have chosen a different way, not because you were untouched by temptation, not because you were unfamiliar with confusion, but because you chose me amidst countless voices calling from the world. And that, my child, fills my heart with holy joy. You chose me when others chose comfort. You returned when many walked away. You kept your heart set apart for me while the world taught that living for oneself was enough. You do not yet see how powerful that choice truly is. In the moment you said yes to me, not only with your lips, but with your very life, you shook the heavens. My angels rejoiced, for a soul had chosen the light in the midst of a dark generation. Engrave this upon your heart: I never overlook a faithful heart. Even when you see no change on the outside, know that within, in the unseen realm, I am moving more powerfully than ever before. Even now, I am working for your good. I am not a distant spectator watching from afar. I am bending low, clearing each thorny path you are about to walk. Doors that once slammed shut, walls that once held you back, I am tearing them down, brick by brick, with my own hands, hands full of power and overflowing with love. I know you have grown weary in the waiting. I have seen your heart falter, wondering if perhaps you've taken the wrong path. But hear me, beloved. Not a single step you've taken in faith has been in vain. Every time you chose to trust me instead of your circumstances, every time you kept walking without seeing the encouragement you longed for, you were making way for me to move. Your faith is the key, and with that key, doors once sealed tight are now swinging open in the spiritual realm. I am preparing a path for you, a journey unlike any before. This path will not only lead you out of your current wilderness, but will bring you to the place I promised you from the very beginning. A place where your faithfulness meets my faithfulness. A place where what you once prayed through tears will be answered with overflowing joy. A place where you will no longer walk in uncertainty, but in assurance, because you will know it is I who lead you. The blessing that awaits you ahead is not a reward for your achievements, but the fruit of a living relationship. I do not give because you have done many things, but because you have believed, remained, endured, and loved. There are things I am about to do that you have never dared to imagine. The miracles your faith is calling forth will come, not in the way you expect, but in the way I know is most perfect for your soul and your future. You will step into a season where your heart will cry out in awe, "Lord, how could you love me this much?" I know that even now, you may still be walking through days of uncertainty. Perhaps you have yet to see a breakthrough. But, my child, a tree does not bear fruit on the day it takes root. A seed must spend time in the soil before it reaches for the light. And your faith is the same. It has taken deep root in me, and now I am causing it to blossom, not through loud displays, but through silent and powerful movements. The time will come when what you once only heard by faith, you will behold with your eyes. You have not been forgotten. I am not delaying. The moment I choose is the perfect moment, because I do not only see your present, I see your future. I care not only about what you are asking for, but also about what you do not yet know you need. When I close a door, it is because what lies behind it is unworthy of you. When I withhold a response, it is because I am preparing something greater, deeper, and more enduring for you. Let your faith continue to be the firm foundation in these days when the world is unsteady. Let your trust in me be your song of praise, even before the signs appear. Remember this: miracles are not always grand events from the outside. Sometimes they are the quiet peace within the storm. And you have known that peace. The peace I give, no one can take away. My beloved child, when you chose me, you chose well. When you chose to stand for truth, you chose to belong to the light. And I, the author of all that is good, am responding with the full heart of a father who loves you eternally. I will not let your faithfulness fade into obscurity. I will not let your faith be in vain. Every seed you have sown, every prayer you have whispered, every time you said amen while your heart was still uncertain, all of it has been kept, nourished, and prepared for the harvest I myself have appointed. You will not enter the future depleted. You will walk forward in abundance, not because you are capable, but because I am faithful. Not because you are strong, but because I am the inexhaustible source of strength. And in that very place, you will come to know that I am not only the one who hears prayer, but the one who fulfills what I have promised, in fullness and right on time. Continue to keep your heart tender, your eyes open with hope, and your spirit lifted with faith. For a path of glory is unfolding before you, and I will walk with you through every mile until you look back and declare, "Everything I once endured, it was worth it, because it was you who sustained me. It was you who brought me here." And on that day you will know deep within, choosing to follow me was never a mistake. It was the beginning of a life marked by eternal purpose. Today, I want you to listen deeply, so that these words do not merely pass through your mind, but sink into the very marrow of your soul. You are not living unseen. You are not walking through some detached space. Every choice you make, every act infused with love and faithfulness, is creating unseen ripples that reach souls you would never expect. There are eyes watching you, not only from those on earth, but also from the realms of heaven. In heaven, the witnesses who have gone before you are watching every courageous step you take. They are souls who once chose the narrow path, who held on to faith in the midst of adversity, and now they see in you a reflection of the journey they themselves once walked. They are not merely observing, they are interceding. They are not just celebrating, they are upholding you in the unity of the spiritual realm your eyes have yet to see. And here on earth, there are those, whether familiar or strangers, who are looking to you as living proof that there are still those who uphold the truth, who are not swept away by the currents of deception, who walk in integrity and love with sincerity. There are people who may never say it out loud, but they are being inspired by you. When they see you continue to walk forward after many stumbles, when they see you choose forgiveness after being wounded, when they witness you lifting up prayers while the world invites bitterness, their hearts are stirred. Not because you shout loudly, but because your life is resounding. The strength they see in you does not come from human effort, but from my spirit alive within you. And though they may not yet know how to name it, it is touching the deepest places of their souls, places that only my true presence can reach. But because the light within you truly emanates from the source of eternal life, not everyone will receive it with gratitude. There will be those not yet ready to face the truth, who will feel challenged simply by being near you, not because you condemn them, but because the light in you agitates the darkness within them. And instead of letting that light expose and heal them, they will try to extinguish it. They will seek to discourage you, to make you doubt your worth, even to retreat from the role I have assigned you. But my beloved, do not let that make your heart tremble. Do not let the rejection of people cause you to forget the full acceptance I have placed upon your life. I foresaw all of this, and I did not allow you to enter this battle unprepared. I have clothed you with the armor of righteousness, placed the sword of my word in your hand, given you the shield of faith, and fitted your feet with the sandals of peace. You are not walking as one who is afraid, but as one who has been sent by the King of Light. My presence does not merely accompany you, it surrounds you like an unshakable fortress. When others look at you with eyes of judgment, I look at you with eyes overflowing with love. When you are misunderstood, I am the one who sees it all clearly. When you are wounded by rejection, I am your steadfast refuge. And when you feel surrounded, remember that I am the one who has drawn the boundary lines of safety around your soul. And no force can cross that line when I say, this far and no further. Take heart, my beloved. Stand firm, not just because your life depends on it, but because many others are watching you to find a reason to keep going. You are a light to those still wrestling in the dark. You are the heartbeat of hope to souls searching for a reason to believe that goodness still exists, and even when you do not perceive your own impact, somewhere, in a lonely room, in a shattered heart, the seeds you've sown through quiet faithfulness are beginning to take root. There may come a day when you feel completely worn out. There may be moments when you wonder, Lord, is my faithfulness worth it? Do the things I've been holding on to still matter? And in those moments, I will remind you once again, nothing you offer to me is ever in vain. No prayer is wasted. No act of love is overlooked. All of it is remembered, not only in my eternal memory, but in the lives of those whom you continue to impact. And remember this as well. The reward I have prepared for you is not reserved only at the end of the journey. It is being revealed in every step you take. The peace that surpasses all understanding which now dwells in your heart is itself a sign that I am with you. The wisdom you receive without any teacher, the gentleness you extend when you have every reason to be angry, all are signs that I am working in you, through you, and for you. Now offer me your prayer with all your heart. Lord, my soul is overwhelmed with emotion as I realize that my name is being mentioned in the courts of heaven. Among so many, it is I who have been called before your throne for a divine purpose. You ordained before the foundations of the world. I do not fully understand why, but I bow in gratitude. I can only say, here I am, Lord. Use me according to your will. I surrender my whole life to live in a way that honors the great trust you have placed within me. Lord, I tremble to think that the angels have pleaded for special favor on my behalf, not because of my merit, but because of the faithfulness you yourself have preserved in me. I dare not boast, but I open my heart to receive. Please grant me a sound mind, steady feet, and a steadfast heart, so I may fulfill the mission you have prepared. Let me walk always in humility, knowing that everything I have comes from you. Lord, I know the path I walk is not easy. There are times when darkness surrounds me, when I am weary, and when I feel like giving up. But please remind me that in those very moments, you are closest to me. Give me divine strength to stand firm in the storm. Plant my feet securely upon the rock of your word. Though the world may tremble, I pray that I remain unshaken, for I know the one who called me is faithful. Lord, I receive your promise that you are placing a divine shield around me. In your holy name, I declare that I will walk under the covering of Jehovah. No scheme of the enemy shall prevail. No accusation shall bring me down. May this shield always remind me that I am protected, I am chosen, and I am being led by your loving hand. Lord, there were times when I could not hear your voice. There were seasons when you seemed silent. But today I understand, within that silence, you were still at work. You never abandoned me. You were refining me, preparing me for something greater. Please give me faith to keep moving forward, patience to wait, and love to believe that every moment I live is precious in your eyes. O Holy Spirit, please fill my heart with wisdom from above. In the days to come, grant me the light to discern what is true from what is false, what belongs to you and what is merely an illusion. Open my eyes to see what cannot be seen with natural sight. Open my ears to hear your voice amidst the noise of the world. Make my spirit sensitive and alert so that when you move, I will not miss the sacred things you are doing. Lord, there are days when I feel left behind, unseen, misunderstood, carrying burdens no one else knows. But today, I am comforted to know that my angels have seen, and they have borne witness before your throne. Please grant me supernatural comfort in the face of misunderstanding. Help me remember I am not alone. You are holding my hand, watching every step I take, and listening to every whispered prayer from my heart. Lord, keep my heart faithful in every small choice. When temptation surrounds me, when the world calls out, give me the courage to choose you. Help me not to grow weary when obedience is unseen, unpraised. I believe you see it all, and I choose to obey, not for the approval of man, but to bring joy to the one who called me out of darkness into his marvelous light. Lord, I know there are people watching my life. Some are encouraged, some are challenged, and some may even oppose. Let the light within me, your light, never be extinguished. Let me live in a way that reflects you truthfully and humbly. Though I am not perfect, may your love and truth always shine through me. Use my life as a living testimony, so that through me, many souls will be drawn to the light of your presence. O faithful Jehovah, today I stand firm in the assurance that every tear I've shed, every seed I've sown, every quiet sacrifice I've made. None of it will be forgotten. I declare that the day will come when I will see the fruit of my faith. I believe that the promises you have spoken will not fall to the ground in vain, and I wait not in doubt, but in sacred joy and expectation, for the one who promised is faithful, and he will fulfill it. I offer this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. If you love the Lord, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss any life-giving messages from Him. Together, we will grow in faith and live a life fully embraced by His love. Amen.